Hey everyone, my name is Rebekah Fowlkes and I am super excited to be with some amazing jewel ambassadors today. And we are coming off of a great April and we are just on the heels of what we know is going to be a really exciting May. I feel like right now more than ever, we just feel like corporate is with us and is doing a whole lot to make sure that May just rolls really smoothly and there are really big things in store. So right now it's May 2nd and you get to decide on June 1st when you get to look back and see what happened in May, what happened. And so you need to decide tonight, what do you want to accomplish? So I love saying that time is kind of like water. And so you kind of have to decide today that you're going to pool it up, because if you don't, at the end of the month, all that time is just going to have sunk into the ground. And so make your list every day. Here's what I'm going to accomplish today. Here's what I'm going to accomplish tomorrow, for this week, for this month. And that way, when you get these little blitz moments where you go, oh, I think I have 15 minutes, then you can refer back to that list and go, okay, I can get this done. I can check in with this customer. I can go back and follow up with this prospect. You've got stuff that you can do. Maybe you don't have 2 hours or 4 hours a day. That's fine. Don't think in big chunks. Don't think in terms of hours. Just think in minutes, because every day you're going to have a few minutes where you can get some really great things accomplished. And you want to make sure that you're getting closer to your goals, that you're doing income producing activity that are going to get you closer. So on June 1st, when you're looking back, you can go, okay, I really did it. I did exactly how many people that I wanted to get in contact with, how many new customers or how many new ambassadors. You're working towards those goals. Make sure you're writing them down. That's a huge, huge deal. And refer back to them every day. See, where are you checking in with those goals? Are you making progress? Do you need to kind of readjust? Do you need to amp it up? Where are you with your goals? But when you look at those lists, how are you going to work backward to get there? And what you really need to be looking at is, what am I doing every day that's getting me close? So what are those income producing activities? Sometimes you have to make those small sacrifices for big rewards. So maybe that means, you know what, I'm not going to read my crime drama this month on my Kindle, or I'm not going to watch my favorite reality TV show. And it seems like, darn it, I want to, but really, if you'll make those investments, it's going to be worth it. So make sure that you're increasing your network, that you're getting involved with different people that you haven't been. Make sure you're following up with your customers and your prospects. Make sure that you're getting your new ambassadors plugged in. Make sure that you're doing three-way calls. Those are all income producing. And then there's things that you can be doing as well, like a little bit of product research and some compensation plan and some personal development. Those are all great. They're not necessarily income producing, but they are going to help your business. And so if you've got some little chunks in there where you can do some of that too, that's great. But those goals, you're going to see those more quickly achieved if you're doing those income producing activities. And Brenda Martin a little bit later is going to talk about a little bit more in depth about our goals. But tonight, matter of fact, Brenda, let's see if Betsy Collard actually is going to talk about mindset, which is so awesome. Betsy is an Emerald Ambassador. She is Sapphire bound. She has got her goals, and she is definitely on her way to Sapphire. She's been in Plexus for about 4 years, and she has a really awesome story. She went Emerald after 3 years, and her consistency really paid off, and now she's just seeing that in dividends. She's a mama to 3 babies who are under 5, and she's just a people lover, and I've loved getting to know her this last year, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about mindset and where you are, and that's going to help you to get to those goals as well.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies, so much for having me on this call. I'm very humbled by this and very honored to be sharing about something that's near and dear to my heart. So as Rebekah said, I'm going to share a little bit about mindset, which is something that has truly been a game changer for me in my business and in my life completely. Henry Ford says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. And, that's something that you can really pause and think about, because what he means there is that your mind truly does control your actions, and it truly does determine whether or not you're going to do what you really want to do. It's all about belief in yourself and about belief in what you're doing. So I'm going to just briefly share, I only have a few minutes. I've hit a few major walls in my business. One on my journey to Emerald and one after I hit Emerald. Two big walls came up in my life, and I had to really soul search and figure out what those two walls meant. Normally when you're stuck in your business or you're hitting a wall, you've got to really go deep and really figure out what it is that is causing that to happen in your business. It's really something that can be challenging. It can be painful, but once you decide to dig deep and find out what it is, you can overcome that. And so I really had to go deep. I had to figure out, why was I consistently hitting these walls? There was a pattern, there was a trend. And so I'm smart enough to know that after several times of hitting the same wall over and over, that there had to have been something that was not quite right. I figured it out. What really, truly the Lord showed me, it was my mindset. It was that I was a negative person. I never realized how negative I was. It's almost embarrassing, but not really, because I've overcome it. But I was negative. I was a glass half empty girl. I feel like I made it to Emerald on sheer grit and grind. It wasn't because I really had a positive mindset. It was because I literally went nuts and started working as hard as possible. But I don't believe with anything that I would be making it to Sapphire and on my way to Diamond with that old mindset. So I know that God put that wall in my life at that moment, not to harm me, but to help me to overcome. So negative mindsets will ruin everything. The way that you talk to yourself will totally hinder you and self-sabotage you. And I know Brenda totally is understanding what I'm talking about right now, because she went to the Sonia Dudley event, and we've kind of been to, through the mindset coaching and stuff. So I have broken this down into 3 points, because I don't have a lot of time to tell you everything. But the old saying, well, people always say, you need to get your mind right, girl. That's where I was. I needed to get my mind right. I was self-sabotaging. It wasn't because I didn't have the skills. I had read all the network marketing books. I had read John Maxwell books. I had been to network marketing conventions. I had been to all the conventions, okay? It's not that I didn't have the skills. It's that I didn't believe in myself. Belief in yourself and the way that you think about yourself and your business is literally everything in a nutshell. So the first thing that I want everyone to do is to identify those negative thoughts that you have about yourself. I want you to identify the negative feelings that you have about yourself. Start being mindful of what you're telling yourself. Do you really believe that you can do this? Or is there fear in the back of your mind? Is there doubt in the back of your mind? Are you saying that you believe you can, but you really don't? Those are things that you really have to identify. Are you speaking words? If you're thinking words of negativity, I almost can guarantee that you're speaking words of negativity. And those words are powerful. We always talk about this, but God created the world when He spoke. So how important is it for us to speak the right words about ourselves? And since we're talking about plexus, about our businesses. So I want you to start doing a little soul searching. Identify those areas where you're feeling a little negative about yourself, about your business, those words that you're speaking, and write those down. The second thing I want you to do is start to develop some positive affirmations about yourself that completely completely counteract those negative thoughts and beliefs about yourself. So that's why it's so important to identify those fears, those doubts, those negative thoughts, then completely defy those things with affirmations. Sometimes we take a step back from ourselves and we think, man, I wish I was this person, or I wish I could be like this. And if I was like this, then I would be successful. I want you to dream about who you really know that you could be, okay? And those are the affirmations that I want you to form about yourself, because you can be that person with the right self-talk, with the right thoughts, okay? With the right words. And so the third thing I want you to do is after you make those positive affirmations is I want you to commit with all of your heart to speak them 3 to 5 times a day, every single day. At first, it may feel funny. You may feel like this is just not true. But here's the facts. Your subconscious does not know whether you're telling yourself a lie or whether you're telling yourself the truth. It only takes in the information and executes accordingly. So your brain is like a computer. Whatever you're downloading in that computer is going to execute. So we need to be telling and downloading into our brains the right things, because our actions will directly follow suit to our thoughts and our words. So don't give up on the first week or the second week when you feel like things just aren't hitting right there. Keep going. Say them over and over and over and over and over again. You may want to get the book, What to Say When You Talk to Yourself by Shad Helmstetter. I recommend that book to everyone. It's a life changer, because this is going to be what changes your life. You could go read every network marketing book on the planet, every John Maxwell book, go to every conference. But if you don't believe in yourself and you don't have the right mindset, all of those things are going to just be knowledge. And once you get your mind right and you truly believe you're in yourself, you're going to start executing with excellence. You're going to start becoming the person that you always wanted to be. And people are going to start to notice, and you're going to start to see the changes that you always wanted. And I'm going to close in just a second, but the Bible even says, for as a man thinks, so is he. Whatever thoughts you're thinking of yourself, that is going to be what is in your life. And that is so powerful, you guys. Mindset over skill set all day, every day. I truly believe that you could have less skills and make it to diamond if you have a right mindset, rather than having all the skills in the world and not believing in yourself and not speaking to yourself in the right way. This is something that I've implemented in my life in the past 9 months, I would say. And I have to tell you that we have explosive momentum on my team right now. And it is just a game changer for my whole entire life and for my business. So that's all I've got for you guys. I hope that was good in a nutshell, and I hope that's beneficial to you guys.
Thank you, Betsy. That was so good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Such good words. Next, we have Debbie Darby, and we're just doing these little small chunks tonight of just nuggets and tidbits that you're going to hear from 5, different people, different personalities, that hopefully you're going to find something that you can really implement this month. And Debbie Darby is one of my very favorite Plexus jewels. She is such a cheerleader and an encourager to the Arkansas Jewels, and we just love her so much. And she has several things to talk to you about tonight, a little bit about team culture, a little bit about some incentive ideas, and I cannot wait to hear what Miss Debbie is going to say. Miss Debbie?
Okay, here I am. I'm so excited to do this. Thanks. Okay, guys, we are in the craziest, busiest, most productive months of Plexus, and you've just finished out April busting it, getting those credits and the points to rank up. So we've got a big month ahead, so just take a few days of rest. We want you to breathe deep because we got this big month ahead. Now, are y'all shaking your head yes? Because if you are, I'm giving you a virtual slap up the side of your head. No, now is not the time to do that. It's time to keep that momentum going. We want you to think about it like this. For these few months, we're not on a mile sprint. We are doing the Plexus Ironman. We've just finished off March's swim, and we came out of that water. We worn out, and we're determined. And we finished April's biking course, and we're feeling confident. We know we've got this. And now we're headed into May's running competition. Who takes the breather now? I'll tell you how. Those who finish last. But hey, that's not us, right? No way. So I'm here to tell you, lace up those shoes. May is here. The guns have been fired. So book it now. I want you to think about how you're going to feel to have your team alongside you running this competition from the very beginning and not having to pull them across the finish line the last week of May. So we're going to talk about a few things that can help you as a team to finish this Plexus Triathlon strong. And first is team culture. So ask yourself, does my team operate as a team, or are there lone runners? Do you have people who are cheering you on and telling you you're amazing and you can do it? But bigger than that, are you cheerleading your team on and shouting out, not just to those who are doing the biggie stuff, but to those who are having three-way calls and handing out business cards and posting? Y'all, those are your future golds, rubies, and emeralds if you make them feel like a jewel from the very beginning. So are you pulling for each other and genuinely thrilled to see your ambassadors, your sister ambassadors rank up? Okay, so how are you going to build team culture? Bunch of ways, but I'm just going to give you a few. First is team page. You know, you don't have to have hundreds of people to start a team page. If you've got a few people under you, start a team page. That's where you build team camaraderie and intimacy and pulling for each other. A team page is awesome. It was a game changer for me. Facebook threads. You can start a Facebook message thread with your leaders. It's easy to talk to each other, encourage each other, build each other up, root each other on. That's an awesome thing to start for team culture. Shout outs. I talked about that a second. People love to be recognized. Shout out for the smallest thing, posting, handing out business cards. Everybody loves to be recognized. Ask your leaders to lead. You know, if you've got your team going and you feel like they're not speaking up, ask them to lead. Ask them to lead a call or ask them to post about something in particular. That will get them invested and they will feel valued and important. Give yourself a name. You know, we talk about branding a lot, but brand yourself as a team. My team is the dream team. And we hashtag a lot about the dream team, but we're now branded like that. And guys, make it fun. Do you want to be invited to a business meeting or do you want to go to a party? Party. Okay, let's talk a little bit about contests and incentives. I want you to think about the Ironman. How in the world do you get ready for that thing? Not a clue here. But first of all, we know they've been trained and they built up their bodies. Make sure you've done that for your team. How in the world do you get in a competition if you're not ready for it? You've got to get your team ready, feeling confident and in shape for the race. Now, I don't get it, but why would anybody want to put themselves through something as insanely grueling as an Ironman? A little bit the same, but why would we put ourselves through our Plexus Ironman? I think there are a lot of reasons, but I think some of the biggies are we love the competition and we love to be winners. God did not make us to be mediocre. He made us for greatness. So first, we are made to compete with ourselves. We love to stretch ourselves and do more than what we thought was possible. We are dreaming big, and the feeling of holding that dream, it's euphoric. And next, we love competing with each other, but I'm talking healthy competition. We love contests, and we love to win. So, are you having team contests, or are you depending on your upline to have them? Upline contests are great, but with so many ambassadors, it's harder to win those. So that may be sabotaging motivation right there. So think about doing your own that are easier to win. Even if you're silver, you can do a contest. Getting just a little bit of money or even a small prize into someone's hands early on builds belief. So find out what motivates your team. Is it money? Is it swag? Is it time? You do not have to spend a lot of money to hold a contest. And actually, you don't have to spend any money. What about a contest where the winner gets 30 minutes of one-on-one time with you or with your upline? I've given prizes from $10 to note cards, inexpensive books, business cards, all the way to I just did one and gave away Kate Spade purse. And I've even done one where I gave away an iWatch. But this is what I've found. My team is motivated just as much by the little prizes as they are by the big ones. It's all in how you present it. Contests pull a team together and creates healthy momentum, healthy competition. Okay, I'm going to tell you about a contest I just had. It was a March Madness contest, and we added 30 or more ambassadors. And what I did was I took my team, and I've got one big leg that makes up half of my team, and then the rest of my team makes up the other half. And of course, I talked to the leaders; they loved it. But we put my one team against the whole rest of my team, and they were going for a 45-minute one-on-one. Well, that whoever won it, call with Celeste Gwynn. Okay, who calls Celeste Gwynn and says, hey, will you do a contest for me? Me. And you know what? She jumped on it. But it got this healthy competition going. Okay, we've got one. We're going to up you. We've got two coming on. And it didn't cost me a dime. And we added 30 or more ambassadors. I've also found that my team responds so much better to short contests than to the ones that last a month. So I do a lot of flash weekend contests. And then I post these big graphics of where we are and how many newbies have been added. And then the team starts jumping on saying, hang on, I got a new one coming. That's healthy competition. If you've created a team culture, what you're going to find is that they may be on sister teams, but they all start to be one team, and they start cheering each other on. And they're motivated because they start seeing, if they can do it, I can do it. So let's move on to incentives. Sometimes these small incentives can create amazing momentum. And these are the ones where if you do this, then you'll get that. For instance, if you add a new ambassador with a welcome pack and AQ on, you'll get $10 or $15 or whatever. And my team, so it doesn't break the bank, a lot of times we'll do tiered incentives. And we've got one going now where if someone adds an ambassador, I'll throw in $5 to the sponsor. Sorry, throw in $5 to the newbie. The person under me is also going to throw in $5 to that newbie, and the sponsor is going to throw in $5. So the newbie coming on is going to get $15, but it's not breaking anybody's bank because we've tiered it together, and it creates team working together and motivation. Okay, I want to say here too, I've been real guilty about doing too many contests. I think you should pick and choose when you do them. They're so much more successful if they're a happy surprise rather than a monthly expectation. But at the same time, this is a biggie time for us. April, May are huge months. So these are great months to pull out a contest. I think that teams are most motivated when rank ups are happening. And suppose it's you who's working to promote. Most of us are driven, but there's that thing in us. We're humble, and it just goes against our grain to work on promoting us. Example, I've got a rock star on my team who's busting it to go Emerald. And so rather than a promoter self, she's pulled all her leaders together, and they're on a mission together to turn their team green. And it all started with team culture and these amazing relationships that have been built. And they're fighting hard together to get her to Emerald. And at the same time, it's going to turn their team green. So get your teams involved in the promotion. Everybody becomes a winner when you do that. And your team loves knowing that they've played a huge part in making it happen. And the bonus is that while you're promoting, so's your team. And you're going to find that your greatest joy is in watching your team have success. No, this may seem like the focus is on ranking up, and it's so fun and it's so exciting, but the bottom line is the promotions represent all the lives that are being changed. So I'm going to end with this, something I said at the beginning. Make this fun. If you're a business type of person, partner off with someone who will create some fun. I am all about fun. And if you're not making this fun and exciting, then why in the world is somebody going to want to join you? There's enough hard stuff out there. This needs to be freedom from that hard stuff. So be contagious. Be the person and the team that people just can't wait to jump on. So now, go lace up your shoes and book it. We want to finish May strong. Thanks, guys. That was fun.
See, while we love Debbie Darby, I love her. Okay, so already so great from Betsy and now from Debbie with the mindset and then with incentives and team culture, both such great topics. And so Brenda is going to go into a little bit more detail about how do you accomplish some of these goals that you're setting for May. And so she's going to delve into a little bit more on goals, and Brenda is one of my I just love Brenda Martin. She and her husband are both Diamond Ambassadors in Plexus. They have 11 children. Unbelievable. And I love watching them because they are like building this farmhouse. Like, what do you call it, Brenda? Your farmhouse? What do you call it?
It's our barn. We're renovating.
They're renovating the barn and making it into a house, and they show all the construction of it all the time, and they're all helping, and I'm totally just like watching all the time because I love seeing it and just thinking about how amazing their family is. So I love anytime Brenda talks. She's just wise, and she's slow to speak and quick to hear, and I just think she's wonderful, and so I cannot wait to hear what she has to say about goals.
Wow. So I'm supposed to follow that. And I'm supposed to live up to that. Well, goals, I'm a very goal-driven person. And so I think that's why I have loved this business so much. I'm in the color MLM personalities. I'm a red. So this is a topic I'm passionate about. And I held myself accountable to my goals from the beginning because I'm that self-driven, goal-oriented person. But if you're not, you need to still do this. You can't use an excuse that that's not your drive. You find accountability or something because this is huge. And you're going to find yourself falling short at the end of the month if you don't, in the beginning, decide what your goal is for that month. It needs to be defined, okay? Not just, I hope to grow. I hope to, by the end of the year, be diamond. I mean, you need to be specific for this month, okay? So for May, you write it down what your goal is, and then you're going to decide how you're going to reach that goal. Because guess what? It is up to you. You can reach it if you set it. You can do exactly what Betsy said, get your mindset right. You can do exactly what Debbie mentioned about the excitement with the whole team culture, and then you get busy yourself and make sure it happens. So if you're new, your goal is going to be a little bit different, and the way you work it maybe than someone who has a larger team. So I'm going to break that up just a little bit for you. So if you're a new person, you're going to want to just talk to as many people as you can, okay? You need to feel a sense of urgency to tell all your friends before someone else does. So by the end of May, you're going to want to have, your top 10 people on board with you as customers or ambassadors, whatever they choose, of course, but that's your goal. So make your list and get busy talking to people. And of course, take advantage of Facebook posting. It's like free advertising, and yet it's like a part of your life. It's part of your story. And it has to be put out there for people to know that that's who you are. You're an ambassador of hope now, and you want people to know that and make that a part of your daily posting. So guys, when I say daily, I cannot emphasize that enough. You can't just, bam, one day, go do all kinds of work and then sit back and take a break for a couple of days and then come back again. It has to be consistent if you want the results that you're looking for. So if you're a little bit more advanced in the business, have people under you, silver all the way to ruby, you want to look at your reports regularly to see where your people are, find out their goals, and see how they're growing on their team, see how they're adding, keep in touch with that, because helping others, helping your team is what's going to help you reach your goals. You want to, of course, be doing your own daily work. I'm still contacting people, and I'm still doing my daily posting on Facebook, but I am watching my reports just to help my people reach their goals. Then you will reach yours. And I love how Rebekah started out in the beginning. What you do this month is what's going to count towards next month. So if you have a goal that you're pretty sure you can reach a certain rank by the end of June, this is the month to get busy with it, okay? Because all that you do this month is going to make all that difference for your June goals. And again, the daily work, you guys, did I mention that? It's just kind of huge. So you need to have a regular, what you do every day. For myself, from the beginning, I contacted 2 to 3 people a day at the minimum. Sometimes it was 5 to 10, but it was at least 2 or 3. And my husband remembers times we would be getting ready for bed, and I'd be like, oh, I only contacted 1 new person. I have got to go to my computer and contact 1 or 2 more people. And he'll say this like in front of a lot of people when we're speaking, that, you know, we were getting ready for bed and the mood was right, and she remembers she didn't contact more than 1 person, and she goes to her computer and does it. Okay, that might have happened once, or he might have made it up. I have no idea. But I was serious about it. I did not go to bed until I did my daily work, okay? So I feel that is really one of those secrets that if you want to know from successful people, it is right there. So I love, Debbie, are you the one that said, or maybe it was Betsy, I can't remember, but I wrote it down. Executing with excellence. I'm going to use that line. I loved that. So this is what you're doing every day, but do it with excellence. Don't do it half-hearted. Don't do it like, I hope, I'm going to try, but do it with excellence. Like you are a jewel. You're up and coming in this, and you're going to do your best. Do it daily. Do it with passion. Do it consistently, and you will be amazed in June. I guess that's
thank you.
My little.
Thank you. No, I loved it. I love tangible takeaways with here's what you need to do. So thank you for that. That was so great. So this has been so good. And one of my favorite people that I just, cannot go the day without talking to is Tamara Holloway. And just one of my sideline besties. And she is going to really just kind of wrap up the summation of what all we've been able to talk about tonight. And she kind of has just a call to action on what you can really do to get May started off right.
Yay! Oh my gosh, these ladies are amazing. I'm just soaking in all their tips. So what I like to say often is whatever you learn, be a doer of what you learn. Don't just hear it and think, man, that sounds good. Maybe you jot it down, but put it into action. And that's what I'm going to talk about. So it's May 2nd, and we talked about goals. We talked about writing down your goals. Rebekah mentioned that. My first challenge to you is to plant seeds now for the harvest to come. Because summer is known in network marketing to be slower. So what you do in May is going to produce the results that you see in June, July, and August. I promise you guys. So plant your seeds now for the harvest to come. Write your goals down, as Rebekah said. And I want to challenge you further. I want you to send them to your upline so that they can hold you accountable, okay? Because I think sometimes we're like, I don't need to jot them down. I got them up here. I know I'm going gold this month. I'm shooting for that. But guys, writing them down and sending them to someone for them to keep you accountable, that is key. And upline, when they send them to you, I want to challenge you to hold them accountable. Check in with them once a week. Ask them what they're doing with their activity in order to reach that goal. Okay, my second challenge. I want to encourage you guys to add 1 new level 1 in your very first week. Okay? You guys can do that. Pull out your list. We mentioned your list already. Pull out your list and guys, really take a good look at it. Go through it and decide the 10 people in your first week that you're going to reach out to. Are you going to ask them to go to coffee? Are you going to send them an email, a really personal, heartfelt email? Are you going to pick up the phone and call them? Reach out to them. Another way you can do that, look at your preferred customer list. How many preferred customers do you have that maybe have been customers for 2 months, 3 months, maybe even 4 months? And I want you to identify 3 of them that you think would rock this business. And I want you to approach them and ask them to join you on this journey. Preferred customers are amazing, but if you have someone that loves the products, put it out there. Say, listen, you would rock this business. Here's why you would be blessed in this business. And ask them to join you on this journey. So many of my level ones are former preferred customers. And if I had not asked them, they may still be a preferred customer. And now I have people that are gold, even rubies, that were my customers for a month or 2 months. Okay, last challenge here. That new ambassador that you add, help them go silver in their first month. We all have influence. Every single one of us has influence over 3 people. So help them identify those 3 so that they can go silver in their first month. Because let me tell you something, they're going to get that paycheck, they get a $100 bonus plus some, and they're excited. And an excited ambassador is a working ambassador, and you want your ambassadors to be excited. You want them to be invested in their business and for them to begin to see the fruits of what this really can be. And silver is that first step. So that is what I want to challenge you with. Take what these ladies mentioned and put it into action. We all believe in you. We are so excited about May and all the April hell. May is going to be an amazing month. Remember, you have to do the work now. Don't procrastinate. Procrastination is the biggest stealer of dreams. So put into action now what you want to see over the next few months. You guys got this. Woo! That's all I got.